back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. My name's Marie. I make mental health videos every Monday, and today is Monday, therefore we are making a mental health video. Yes. Before we start, I've just received this package, not sponsored, actually gifted, hashtag gifted, from Chloe Saunders, and it's called the @Recovery Project X on Instagram. Honestly, I'm really impressed. I've had like recovery packages sent to me in the past, but this one, let me tell you, I freaking love it. So she wrote me a little like note, which is adorable. God, please f off, please. In it you get so many different things. So you get like steri adhesive dressing, bandages, which some people may say like, oh well, like you shouldn't self-harm, but people do self-harm and they need to be clean. And I think giving out free things like that is honestly amazing, because these things are so expensive. You get treats. I got a cute little like, look how cute it is. I don't know what it is. Is it a cow? Cow. Bitch, I'm a cow. I'm gonna go with cow. Like loads of sensory things, which I know a lot of people really enjoy. I've never been one for actually having like a sensory box, but I think like it's very therapeutic. So you get loads of sensory things in it. Sweets. Of course. To be honest, the thing that I'm most impressed with is this, which is a crisis card, which I've never seen before. But basically, you put your name, your address, your surgery, like where your hospital is, who needs to know, so like your next of kin kind of thing, and if there's any important information like you're autistic or like you've got allergies, then you put what you struggle with, the medication you take, and what helps you. So like say if you were out in public and something happened to you, and someone had to go like through your bag or something, and you had this in your bag, which I'm going to keep in my purse. I think this is so good, because like I know in the past it's hard for people to get hold of other people that they don't know, because they don't know their name. Like say if you're unresponsive, at least they know your name, at least they know if you struggle with mental health problems, what medication you may have taken. Like it will really help like paramedics or just general people in the street. So I honestly think this is so good. I will try and leave a link, because it says it's from it says please ask me if I've hurt myself or if I'm suicidal, which I think is great as well, because it's just straight to the point. That's what you need to do. And it's from www.battlescars-self-harm.org.uk. so I'll leave a link to that below. But I will also leave all of Chloe's Instagram and her recovery project down below, because I really think it's a great idea, and if you have any money to donate to the cause, then that would be amazing. I'm gonna donate, because this is honestly like one of the best boxes, because it has everything and it's so thoughtful and so kind, and I don't know, I just was really impressed. So thank you so much, Chloe. I hope you don't mind me saying it in a video, but I just really liked it. So yeah. So since my last two What Happens When videos went down really well, which thank you so much, because it's a bit like I don't really know what videos to film all the time, and I think a What Happens When is quite a good way of covering a lot of different subjects but in a small series. So I'm going to actually make a playlist on my YouTube channel with What Happens When, so that you can watch them all if you're new to this. So basically, if you don't know, I do a mini series within my series on mental health. Series upon series. Am I Shane Dawson? No, because I'm not a nonce. So today's topic is going to be what happens when you get admitted to a psychiatric hospital. So I just want to disclaim, I am not a professional. I do not have any education in the mental health system. All I know is that I've been through the mental health system as a patient, and I want to share my stories in order to help other people. Mic drop. So just another disclaimer, I'm going to be talking from my point of view. A lot of people will have different experiences to mine, so I'm just basing mine off my own, which is from the UK, which happens in the UK in the NHS system. So yeah, we pay taxes, but we don't pay for our medical bills or whatever. We get it free, and that may mean that there's differing experiences. Do you get what I mean? I mean, I just made that so long-winded, but you know, we're gonna carry on. Just gonna deal, right. How did I get admitted to a psychiatric hospital? So I've been admitted to a psychiatric hospital, like two different hospitals and like 4 different wards a few times. So the first time I was ever admitted was in 2015 when I was 17, and I was admitted to an adult psychiatric hospital even though I was 17. So the first time I was ever admitted to hospital, there was no like crisis thing. I was in crisis, I was in a very bad place. However, I hadn't like taken substances or like tried to end my life. I had literally, what happened was that I used to always self-harm on my left arm, and then one day I woke up and my dad checked my arm and he saw that I'd started self-harming on my right arm, and he was like, right, that's it, we're going to A&E. So every single time I've been admitted, it's been through A&E. So whether I've had been taken there like with my dad or been taken there like via ambulance or something like that, but the first time was just basically my dad took me. When I say there hasn't been a crisis, obviously I'd been self-harming, but I hadn't self-harmed that specific day to go to A&E. It's just like my dad had noticed that I'd started self-harming, so he took me to A&E. And basically at that point you go to the front desk, you tell them what you're there for, and they will triage you. So they'll take you into a separate room where they will discuss what's actually the appropriate method of like, not fixing you because they don't do that, treating you. Words, don't know them. So as I hadn't actually done anything at that time, I didn't need it stitched, I didn't need any I think they probably wiped it over with some antibacterial wipes, but basically they just put me in the mental health room, which is such a fun room. It's like so squishy and absolutely nothing there that you can hurt yourself with. I'm joking, by the way, like obviously that's there for a reason, but we know, we move. So I sat in that room for ages. Then they brought in a part of the mental health liaison team. You can either get a mental health liaison, a nurse, a doctor, a psychiatrist. I think this time I got a nurse, and then she called a psychiatrist because my dad was literally like seething. He was like foaming at the mouth, like, I cannot deal with this girl. Fair enough, because I was an absolute like, I know I was ill, but I was hard work, bloody hell. So we ended up getting a psychiatrist to come through. There was like discussions between my dad and the psychiatrist. Basically my dad was refusing to take me home, so whatever happened, they were like, okay, we'll just put you on different medication, like the crisis team will come and see you. And my dad was like, nah, in his little French accent. He was going, no, we do not do that. I will not take Marie home. I don't hear my dad's French accent, but he has one, so I always put it on when I do his little impressions. We stan Luke. So he basically spoke to the psychiatrist and basically was like, nah, I'm not taking her home, mate. So if you don't put up with her, like, she's gonna be on the streets. No, they won't put me on the streets, but he kind of didn't have a choice, the psychiatrist, but to admit me. So after it was like agreed that I'd been admitted, they phoned up the psychiatric unit, which is in the same complex as the general hospital where I live, so they're like on the same site. And they said, is there a bed there? There was a bed there. So then I got taken over in an ambulance, so you have to wait for transport, which literally, I'm not even joking, they say like, you're waiting for transport, you will wait maybe like 6 hours. I think I've waited a whole day once for transport. So yeah, then I got transported over to the hospital, and this was really late at night. I remember it was probably, my dad probably dragged me to A&E at like 1 in the afternoon after like 4 or 5 hours of screaming, and then I didn't get to the actual inpatient facility until probably like 12 o'clock at night. They showed me around, and it was like, I'm not even joking, the shit scariest thing of my whole life. Like, I've never been so terrified in my life. My phone was literally like on 8%. I had no charger, I had no pajamas, I had nothing. people just know I'm filming and call the police for fun. Every single video, mate. Every single fucking video. Yeah, that was how I got admitted the first time. And then the times after that, I'd actually been to A&E again. However, this time it was through a suicide attempt each time. So I'll talk about my very last admission just because it's better than going, and on my third admission, no, can't be asked. We'll just do my last one because it's like, it's very similar to my other ones. So in my last admission, I was very poorly. So I had to be in the general hospital. I was in the ICU in the general hospital for about 2 or 3 weeks. And then when I came out of ICU, I remember the guy saying to me like, oh, like what are your plans? And I'm like, mate, plans? Didn't really think this far ahead, didn't think I was gonna make it, but here we are. And I was basically like, nah, I wanna go home. Like, I am not, I repeat, NOT, not, my darling, going to a psychiatric hospital. That all changed after I had a chat with my dad, and my dad was basically like, Marie, like, I cannot put up with your shit for another minute, so you're going into a psychiatric hospital. So I agreed. Oh, I will do one more different time because when I got sectioned, but I might say, if you want a video about what happens when you get sectioned, then let me know. I will do that instead of covering it in this video. Yeah. I agreed to go involuntary, and the nurse came round to do a mental health. It wasn't a mental health act, but it was an assessment, because obviously I'd been quite ill for a long time. PN were like, nah, she cannot come home, like she's not very well. So I went into, so I remember them coming round and them asking me loads of questions, and obviously at this point I'd been suffering with psychosis, so a lot of it was around like voices and hallucinations and delusions and all that paranoia and all that lovely stuff, you know, just mixed in together right in my brain. So I hardly remember what they asked me, but I know that it went on for ages, and I know that it was a nurse that I'd been in hospital with before, like he treated me in hospital, and I remember seeing his face and literally just crying because I was like, oh my god, it's a familiar face, like I've just been in this hospital for like 3 weeks and the only person I've seen is mum and dad, like oh my god. I was literally losing the plot. Again, I got transported to the same hospital. There was one time where I got transported to a different hospital in like a, not a city, but like a village nearby. Not a village, I don't know what it's called. Anyway, that's where I met Pip, in that hospital, which was a good job I bloody went there, because otherwise I wouldn't have met Pip. And imagine a life without me and Pip.
What a fabulous life, Jane.
But yeah, then I got transported to the ward. Even though it was the same hospital that I'd been in before, it was a different ward, so I hadn't actually met, I'd met a few of the staff from previous admissions, but I didn't know many of them. And I stayed in that admission. So the first time my admission lasted for 5 months, so I was there from the October to the February. And this one, I got admitted to the general in the January. I was there for January. Then in February I got admitted to the psychiatric hospital, and I was discharged at the end of April, I want to say. I was there for quite a while, even though I was doing really well. So yeah, that's how I got admitted. Basically, to cut a long story short, I don't know how else you can get admitted. I don't know whether, like, because in the UK, like, I know that the crisis team can admit you for like a crisis admission, but other than that, I don't know how. I don't know personally other ways that you would get admitted, so if you want to comment your experiences down below, that'd be muchly appreciated. I have done other videos about psychiatric hospitals, so I will leave them in a link below. But basically, if you've got a planned admission, I would say the best thing to do is bring things that comfort you, things that pass the time. So like comfort, you need like joggers, you need leggings, you need baggy tops, you need like cardigans, all of that kind of stuff, just to keep you like comfortable, because you don't need to be wearing like fucking jeans and that. Ow, I just hit myself in the face. So yeah, you don't want jeans and that, but then you also want things like word searches, colouring books, games on your phone, loads of things that will just pass the time because it's freaking boring. Especially if you go to like an acute ward, they don't really have much to do. I know if in private hospitals they have like therapy and that, but in the hospital that I've been in, they haven't had, well, there's been like a on-site therapist, but you may see her like once every 3 weeks or something, so it's not that helpful. In my experience anyway, that was just me. Basically, guys, my camera cut out after this and the video after corrupted, so that's great, we love to see it. But I just wanted to end it there. If you've got any questions, please comment them down below and I will answer them. And yeah, I've got some really funny videos coming up soon. I've got vlogs, I've got like challenge videos, so if you want to see them, subscribe. If you like this video, then give it a like, and I will see you in my next video. Love you.